CHICKEN. Use the code chicken in the shop. CHICKEN.
Guys, the Chicken's here, bringing you another Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going over kind of the last tips that we can do before the start of Season 11. Now, I do want to announce we're going to be going live, the drop, the starting point of Season 11 right before the season actually starts, around 3:30, 4 a.m. Yes, you heard that correct. Eastern Time Zone, Monday morning, technically. Like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be a ton of fun. The Warships launch streams are always pretty crazy, and yeah, it's like the only stream that I like do consistently now, I guess. So it's definitely a lot of fun. Make sure that you check that out. I'll try to post the stream a little bit early, so you can like click on it to be notified, and maybe I'll share that in the YouTube tab or something. But that aside, guys. Oh, also one more plug. If it's been a week, take a peek, enter that code chicken in the shop, guys. I let it fall myself, so make sure you don't make the same mistake. I did really like triple down on the instant training with all those offers that we had. So I'm good for purchases for a little bit, and I hope that you guys are as well. So Season 11, what do we got to do before? Now, the biggest thing, especially when the season starts, that we want to make sure that we're doing is just being plugged into a community. Now, this is something I talked a little bit about before, but it really does make a big difference. Like, you got to know what the metas are, what the best tech tree path is. Now, we've shown you the sneak peeks. We've talked about what we think is going to be kind of the best path, you know, going to heavies, getting the next engine room, getting up to warriors, and kind of adjusting on the fly from there. And I think Heavy Zuka with Kavan is also going to be really strong, so that's probably going to be a good option as well. But we don't know. We don't know. Like, something, you know, something could happen, and not something could happen, but I mean, the metas shift, right? They change all the time, especially with a short 20-day season like this. It's really up in the air as to how it's going to go. You know, we've got a pretty good idea of what's going to happen, but I really like this tech tree. It's really interesting. We can actually take a look at it right here. So if we just look at this, again, shout out to Opie and Shishk for creating this image, but if we just look at this here, you know, there's a lot of different paths you could go. I mean, there's Heavy and Zuka, there's Mines, there's, here, let me try to crop this a little bit so you can still see the chicken's fat head as we're talking here, and I'll bring it down a little bit. So, I mean, there's Heavies, there's Mines, there's a lot of different avenues we can go, which is really interesting about this tech tree. Like, and we get Kavan super early. Like, there's a lot of different things. You know, the Proto Troops are a whole new avenue to explore in themselves. So I mean, and there's a lot of really solid defenses. Now, the only thing is there's not a ton of ice. You can see that here. There's one building health, and there's a building damage over there. But the prototypes, you see, they're level 1. They're pretty weak. So the ice is a little bit weak. Again, the prototypes down there, level 2. So the ice is a little bit weak. So that's gonna mean that it's a base race, and all that means is the attacks don't really matter if you take down the base. They matter who takes down the base first. So it's more about speed. Barrage is gonna be huge. Artillery is gonna be huge again. Like it always is. Getting to flares off the start is going to be important as well. Getting flares and heavies and just heavy rushing, that's probably going to be the meta for the first few engine rooms, especially with all these mines. We're going to have, you know, everyone's going to have regular mines unlocked like right away. And there's not going to be any flares, so that's going to be probably one of the main defenses because there's no other single target to really take care of the heavies. So we're going to see a lot of swarm strategies coming out of the gates, and yeah, so the biggest thing is just to stay tuned, stay plugged into the community, guys, and look at the whole tree, I guess, real quick here, even though you've already seen it. But yeah, just stay like plugged into, whether it's YouTube, Discord, Telegram, Reddit, whatever, and just make sure that you're figuring out the metas as they go. Of course, we'll keep you up to date on everything new, like we always do for every Warship season. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I'm really looking forward to the start of the season because I feel like it's going to be a lot different there's going to be a lot of changes and a lot of variants, and it's going to be a lot of just kind of figuring it out on the fly. So that's what's always so exciting about Warships. So definitely looking forward to that. Now that aside, guys, we have some Mega Crab that I have failed to even attack once yet. Just been too busy, too much stuff going on. But yeah, so I believe what the best strategy for crab is, even though it's leaving soon as the time this video is posted. But tank, I believe it was tank, bomber, grenadier, and bullet, something like that. That's usually the flavor of the crab. Ever since bombers got introduced, just having bombers is really interesting in the main base still. Like I did an operation hit the other day, and I basically just threw out a bunch of bombers with brick and didn't do a whole lot, honestly. I shocked a couple rocket launchers and let them take those down. There was a laser in the way, and then we just kind of free cleared the whole base. It was really interesting, which is cool because that's the bombers are basically the first thing that's ever changed in operations. Like, we got the duplexity update and that kind of thing, but other than that, it's been pretty well the same, the same song and dance for a long time in terms of operations. So yeah, I know that's old news now, but it's still kind of interesting. But yeah, they've absolutely dominated on the crab. They dominate on warships. It's cool to see warship troops come over to the main base now. Let's try this one just with super warriors. I know this is not very exciting. It's only stage 4. I'm sure everybody has already passed this by now, but I mean, whatever, it is what it is. We'll throw some artillery there. And yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, in terms of Mega Crab, I know I kind of stopped posting it on the channel. Just, I wasn't excited about it anymore. It's the same crabs. They're just kind of recycled, and they're too frequent. I think they're too frequent for how big the events are. It would be different, I think, if they did something super different every time. Like, if there was always a new mechanic, like a new defense like they used to do. Because the Mega Crab used to be so exciting. That's what it was so cool about it, right? Like, we'd get these new, like the pumpkin mortar or, other things that came with the crab back in the day. It was just more, it was a new thing to figure out. That's what was so exciting about it. It wasn't, it wasn't the fact about having it all the time and just being able to push on it. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. We almost failed on this. It's a good thing we have a hero. But yeah, that was the cool thing. Was just like exploring what was new. That's what I love about Warships right now too, right? It's just new and it's different and it's exciting and all that stuff. So yeah, I kind of wish they would go back to that format or redo the whole thing. Make it that looks so funny. The warrior flying up over top like that. Make it a new thing. Make it like make it every month, but make it 20, like we were saying in the last video. Make it 20, 25, 30 stages, but those last like 5 stages are like super difficult because nobody's getting to stage 130 plus. There's a handful of people that do that every Mega Crab, right? Nobody has that kind of time to do it consistently, and if you do, shout out to you. You're a more hardcore player than the most of us, but yeah, I think for the most part that would be a really welcome change. Just kind of overhaul the whole crab because it's just getting too repetitive, too stale. The trophies are cool, but like they're cool when they're new trophies, right? They're not cool when they're the same trophies over and over again with just a little check mark on them for the next level, and I think an interesting way to do that would be to have like a decorations island on every base. So here's Chicken's idea. So we have you got your main base, you got your warships base, and then you have a decorations base. Why did the thing froze? That hasn't happened in a long time. I don't think it. I can just cut it off and then start it again, I think. No, I can't. Okay, I can unplug it and plug it back in. We're almost done with the video anyways, guys, so it doesn't really matter, but that's weird. That hasn't happened in a long time. Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. You know what we can do is we can just pull up this image and then just talk right about that. Okay. Okay, so now it's done. That was weird. That was weird. Technical difficulties, guys. We're getting flashbacks to the Stone Age chicken. But, yeah, what were we saying? So, yeah, I think that would be a really cool idea. So we got the main base island, we got the Warships island, and then we have a decorations island where we got all our trophies, all our rewards, and make it so you can click on it from someone's profile or whatever, or make it like visible on their main base, and then you can still show off. You want to show off all the trophies, right? That's the whole point of having them, is to make other people feel much worse about themselves. It's the only reason we want to do anything in life. You know, buying that new car, buying that new house. It's just so what your neighbor thinks of you down the street. It's like, oh, geez, he's doing well. You know, you want other people doing that in the game, because that's all that matters, guys. That's all that matters. So to do that, have a separate island for it, the show-off island or whatever. You know, decorations and yeah, I think that would be cool. Because like otherwise, they're gonna take up too much space, or you know, kind of overhaul the whole trophy system. But yeah, I don't see how that would you know. You can't get rid of them. You can't make more of them. There's too many of them there already. So yeah, guys, I hope that helps you out with season 11. Make sure to tune in Monday morning, 4 a.m. Eastern time. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Chicken's gonna be wasted, so exhausted, but yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. So make sure you tune into that, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. That is gonna wrap up the video today. Make sure to use the code chicken in the shop. Leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative, and we'll see you next one, guys. Chicken out. Back.